Hello. Hello. Hi.
Meowdy.
Meowdy. We're back with
Meowdy.
we're back with another Khemia. Last time.
Why did you decide to make the episode an hour long?
Huh?
Why did you decide to make the episode an hour long?
Say to make an hour long. What?
Why did you decide to make last episode an hour long?
Wasn't it 2 hours?
Oh my god!
Anyway,
Mr. Pick of Maine, what the fuck?
I wanted to try something new. Because what I noticed with Xinye is that we are very behind on Xinye. We're still on the first build.
Oh my god, that's still the first build?
I'm not kidding.
Maybe we should, record more.
I'm slow. Anyway, last time we went to a den with Neferu, and then
And then explodey.
yes, and then Com
explosion.
had the hot tea and receipt. Yes. Neferu.
when the most sassy character in this game is a character that doesn't even have emotions.
What do I do? Fuck. There. Whoops.
Congratulations. Anyway, I'll repeat it again so that you can cut out the technical difficulties. When the most sassy character in this visual novel is a character that doesn't even have emotions.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we stopped at the bathhouse.
Oh my god, yes.
I just remember that.
Oh my god. Yes. So
You're
anyway.
gonna have a field trip with editing that, bestie.
I'm sure. Or there won't be any nudity. Hopefully not. Anyway. Oh boy. What's even more fanciful it's a giant bath, the same size as the public one at the university. Maybe even bigger. Hold on. This is very loud. I'm sorry, I'm sound sensitive.
No, that's fine.
The university bath is almost always filled with a dozen of men, but this one is completely empty. Is that a bad thing or a good thing? For me, it would be a perfect time. Instead of the sulfuric smell I'm used to, I am instead hit with a warm, steamy wall of floral scents.
Help yourself. Jones will clean up after you.
I
I
did not.
forgot Neferu's voice.
I did not expect the Neferu to come in.
Neferu entered with you.
I didn't. I step in hesitantly, then notice Neferu hanging back. Don't you need to wash as well?
But there's a personal bath in the room. Besides that, I feel you need a more...
Neferu makes a vague, waving motions with his paws.
A wide open space to ease your mind. What you experienced was a terrible thing. I know it has affected you.
I bristle. For that moment, yes, but I've had time to collect myself.
Well, take the time to collect yourself further. When you're finished, ask for directions to where I am. Calm will direct you.
That pose. I am loving
It's like,
the pose.
bitch, you are not escaping. You are doing what I'm telling you to do.
Also, I remember in his previous sprites he had a nose ring. Or am I wrong? Fuck, I don't remember.
I don't fucking remember him having a nose ring.
Yeah. Anyway. Neferu steps out, leaving me frowning once again at his abrupt nature. Or is it just rudeness? I had use a firm tone, but only to hint that I didn't want to talk about it. my woven friends would have understood. I find myself agreeing more with what Verdris said about casual betrayals, and the possibility that this casual relationship will be more difficult to maintain than that word would indicate. Than that word would indicate. I have to admit, the more I get to know him, the more odd he seems. Maybe I misjudged our relationship, and Neferu himself. Wait, maybe I misjudged our relationship, and Neferu himself, but I can't worry about that now.
Bestie is so depraved of human decency, of like normal decency from people that he thinks that this is fucking weird. That is so sad. Alexa, play Despacito.
Come, play that shit.
Tom, pump up the bass. The bass.
You got it. Sorry.
No.
He's under stress as well, possibly more than me, so I'll ignore it for now. Not to mention slightly drunk. I haven't forgotten about the wine he drank earlier. Oh yeah, he drank wine.
Mm.
Still, the more I think of it, the more upset I become, especially going through something terrible that was essentially due to his negligence. I begin underdressing, deciding to be faster with my own tongue when I speak to him in the future. Neferu thinks himself to be more clever than he really is. That is clear about him. Maybe next time I'll show him that it's not difficult to speak fast while also being rude. Not for me, at least. I simply yield to higher authority, and being an assistant to the scholar on the mission, well, that means I yield to most everyone here. Neferu, however, insists that we speak as equals, and if most of my assignment involves needing to learn more about him, then I must do that.
You socially inept dumbass. Jesus Christ.
Hold on, I gotta check something. And we're back. I second air through my teeth as I slid into the water, a bit surprised at how much hotter it is than the university bath. It is fancy.
It's a fancy.
I usually lower myself slowly, but it's painful enough that my... Wait. It's painful enough that my groin near the steaming water, so I just drop in at once. I groan in equal parts pain and pleasure before dunking my head into the scented water. I come back up, tasting the salty minerals, leaving me wonder how they've kept the smell so pleasant.
Chemicals and more chemicals.
Maybe it's completely artificial. A far cry from the natural springs back in Lux, but I don't mind. I'm already feeling better, shivering down my spine a few times, as I imagine the remnants of the night washing off and floating away from my body. I submerge myself a few more times before finally settling back, sighing deeply. I'm finally able to relax, almost aching from the tension of having such important eyes on me the entire day. And from the terror of the past hour, the reminder making my chest feel hollow and my head feel light. Has it only been that long? So far, Neferu hasn't shown any indication that he intends to tell anyone else about how he saw me react. Still, that frosty look on his face when he left just now. Though,
Maybe it's because he wanted you to take care of yourself and wasn't taking a no for that.
it's okay to take care of yourself.
It's not okay. You better take care of yourself.
It's okay to take care of yourself.
You better take care of yourself, you mean.
Though I had been reluctant to share my experience with the jackal, I now think it would be wise to open up to him a bit.
You fucking think?
Hold on. Shit. Might be a bit background noises. Hopefully it's not too much. He'd seen my reaction and questioned it, and seemed offended by my unwillingness to share. I decided to try and achieve some understanding, just in case he goes elsewhere for answers. During the psychological portion of the venting process for my position,
Vetting, not venting.
Huh?
Vetting, not venting.
Vetting process for my position, I'd almost crumble multiple times. I doubt I'd be able to do it again in my current state. Then maybe they chose the wrong wolf. Hold on. It will be difficult confessing my mental weakness to someone that isn't my mindfulness teacher or my mother. My eyes fly open as I realize I've forgotten to send my daily message to her. Damn it! Come! Wait. Damn it! Come!
Your voice dropped, congratulations. Yes, Scipio.
My voice dropped.
Fantastic news. Why was I called?
Do you have a portal here that I can use?
I'm sorry, but I cannot allow you to use technology reserved for the Imperial family.
I sigh, wondering if I'll have to ask Neferu to borrow his.
However, your personal portal is due to arrive within the minute, along with the rest of your belongings. Would you like me to send it to you in the baths?
Yes, please. I quickly stand up. I quickly stand to soap up, scrubbing and then rinsing my fur, careful to get the spot that felt hard and bristled. I dry my fur in a hurry as I am dressing. A tiny drone floats down from an opening in the ceiling, blazing a silver rod about the length of my forearm on its top. Wait. The drone is a drone wearing the portal as a hat, like a top hat?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm so happy to hear that for some reason. I don't know why.
Sure. Fan artists go wild, I guess.
I pluck my portal from the floating machine in a delicate manner, now very aware what they are capable in combat. Thank you. I mumbled quietly, but it immediately floats away back to its ceiling hatch. I quickly tap to extend the transparent glowing panel from the rod. I feel my heart leap in my chest when I see that I have a message waiting for me from Mother. I'd hoped that maybe she hasn't been up yet, even though Lux is several hours ahead of Ad Astra. And she's always up before Vita rises. I open it and read the small message. You wanna do the mother?
Skippy, I hope.
What?
I'm already vagina, you can be her.
I heard something else. What did you say?
What? I am already
What did you-
Virginia, you can be her. I
I
definitely
thought.
said that the first time as well.
Oh my god. We're a mess.
You're surprised?
Scipio, I hope you're doing well. Did you fall asleep early? I imagine they must be working you quite hard. Please respond when you can. Oh, my love. If you hear banging in the background, I'm sorry, I cannot do
I do
anything about
not.
it.
Shut up.
Not
I do
you.
not.
Not you.
Oh.
The people on YouTube.
But I'm the one that matters. That's a lie.
Eh.
Bitch.
Anyway. Mother. It was sent around the time I'd been asleep. Before it happened. What if I hadn't survived? And never sent her a final message because of my thought. Because of my forgetfulness. I started to type a
And yes,
message.
my thoughtness.
Thoughtness. I started to type a message back. A quick one. But then I noticed the icon in the corner. Visual communication is what truly makes this device a portal. We only use it once weekly, but that day is 2 days away, and because I missed sending my message on time, and because I missed Mother, I push the icon, resembling an arrowhead, as if pointing in the direction where she is, thousands of kilometers away. She answers within seconds. At first, all I see is white fabric, then a bracelet, then my mother's face. Skip, are you alright? You fell asleep, didn't you? She doesn't sound. Oh. Maybe I should do it again. Skip, are you alright? You fell asleep again, didn't you? Wait, again. Oh, fuck. Whatever, let's just move on.
Yes, mother, I go to sleep every night. That is how people work.
She doesn't sound too worried or upset, but her chiding voice makes it difficult to speak for some reason. As if I were to be completely honest, I'd give up my mission just to be with her again. To be in the warmth of our villa. The smell of oil bun thick. Thick.
Oldie bun.
Oily bun thick in the air. With the smell of oily bun thick in the air. I can read. Scipio, are you alright? You are right, aren't you? Have you just had a bath? Your mane is sticking all over. I wish these were actual portals. I'd reach through and fix it right now. The fortress inside my mind that I had thought I'd rebuild comes crumbling down. I open my mouth, but all that comes out is sobs as the tears well up and soak into my fur on my cheek, on the fur on my cheek.
Depression.
Yeah. When I arrive at Neferu's room, I find him already asleep on the bed. It's certainly much more exotic than the rest of the palace, but being the Emperor's room, that makes sense. It is very pretty. Are those actual mushrooms?
Maybe.
Yo. I love drawing mushrooms. I hate eating them, but I do love drawing them.
Okay.
It's certainly much more exotic than the rest of the palace, but being the Emperor's room, that makes sense. I don't know if I would be able to sleep with the sound of a fountain in the background. Rain and storm, sure, but a fountain? I don't think I could. Anywho.
I couldn't sleep with any sound.
I don't think I could. I see a few
No,
crates.
I said I can't, not that I can.
Ah. I see a few crates stacked in the corner of the room, which I assume to be our belongings. I'm too tired to look through them now. However, I'm too tired to look through them now, however, and find myself slumping into the smaller bed. Even if it's smaller, it's a bit more comfortable than any bed I've slept on. Within less of a minute, the babbling fountain behind me lulls me into a deep sleep.
Gamer.
The dreams that follow are intense, long, and vivid. I
Drama.
oh, I watch as the assassin raises his knife, and this time I can see his face, grinning with delight. He's got a glassy look in his eyes, his expression looking almost fake, and I get the unnerving feeling that he's not alive, even now. But then I see the drone just behind him, and I realize the angle. Before I can yell, to warn to warn it that I'm on it in its path, it fires. Yo. Oh damn. This was not this was not what I expected. Oh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Bestie did not die because of the drones.
At first I feel a wave, the wrapping of space that ripples through my mortal flesh. Nothing I've ever experienced in my life could have prepared me for the pain. I wonder how it's possible to feel so much pain for so long, even though it seems instantaneous when it happened to the other wolf. I've been killed with him this time, and a terror grips me. Not of the pain, but of death. Oh!
Okay. That's um interesting.
If you want, you can.
Hey, parents, hey, parents, hey, parents, shut the fuck up.
If you want, you can look away if it's too much, just so you know.
It's just a school. It's just a school is fine.
Okay.
If it's anything else, it's a problem.
Okay. If that happens, you can turn off the stream on Discord. It's
Yeah,
okay.
I know. I know how to take care of myself, Becoming.
Good. A whisper of a whisper of 1,000 dead leaves rattles around me. As you should be. Death is a terrible, terrible thing. I hear screaming, but it can't hear me. As I die, I feel everything rip apart. But the voice must be lying, because death shouldn't be terrible. It should be a release, a calm entity after the chaos of life.
Eternity.
It's okay. I'm going to the amalgamation, where we're all meant to be in the end. This is okay. This is natural. This is normal.
The amalgamation is nothing but an ocean of suffering. Even you know that it's a natural, Scipio. Did you remember? At the intro, it was the voices of the parents, and we like took turns.
Oh, I forgot. Sorry, I forgot.
It's okay.
Okay, this was like a week ago when we recorded this.
Yes, correct.
Oh my god. The voices of rattling dead leaves, the ones I'd heard in the university, university earlier terrifies me to my very core. I had worries and doubts I'd harbor for the past decade. Had my worries and doubts I'd harbor for the past decade even been warranted? No, Scipio. It's far, far worse than that. Then somehow, still aware, I find myself being pulled down, down, down. I'm joining the amalgamation, but all I hear are screams and howls and cries.
Nightmare fuel.
Yay. Sorry, my computer is not responding for some reason sometimes.
That's okay.
This is more like the afterlife that wolves imagine before full parental contact. They had been right. They're suffering, and so am I. The pain, mental and physical, is as fresh as ever. No reprieve, no relief. And now all my pain melts with countless souls around me, our suffering seeming to drown us. I had thought the pain of death was bad, but this is a new level, having to feel the agony of everyone who came before me.
Kato is there somewhere.
No, my assignment! I can't die now. But before I realize that I'm dead, and that my mission doesn't matter.
Read that again.
But before I realize that I'm dead. What?
But I realize that I'm dead. The before it does not exist.
Oh! Ah! But before I realize.
Nope.
No?
Because if you add the before, it has a different meaning.
But I realize that I am dead, and that my mission doesn't matter in the least bit right now.
Congratulations.
If this is forever, fuck you. If this is forever, then it doesn't matter that I'm at the start. The beginning might as well be the end, because this is eternity. And that thought alone is going to drive me mad. I lose track of time almost immediately, and now I have no idea how long it's been. At least hours.
Scipio. But Scipio, it's only been minutes. See how quickly it breaks you.
Mother?
Oh.
Looks like your mother.
You can go back.
Nope, well, let's keep going.
Fine.
Do you want to?
It's your video. If you want your video to be worse, sure.
I don't think it's gonna make it worse.
Well, I actively did not do mother's voice. I just did a generic parent voice. So, like...
Type down in the comments. Type down in the comments. What do you think?
What the fuck?
Oh my god, I don't know what I'm doing. Let's just continue and forget that ever happened.
You are playing the video game.
Let's just forget that ever happened.
Sure.
But Scipio, it's only been minutes. See how quickly it breaks you. Mother? I beg without a mouth or a voice for her comfort, for her to save me, like I am truly a pup.
She will join you in due time, Scipio. How will you ever find her amongst the billions? But at least your suffering will become one with hers.
No. Please, no. Useless.
Unless, bestie.
Oh. Unless. I'm sorry, I'm ruining this reading experience for y'all.
Fine, you can. Editing exists for a reason.
Some of this stuff I might not edit out and just keep in for the shits and giggles.
No, yeah, I do that too.
Unless. Unless what? Tell me! I'm begging now. I'll do anything at this point.
Ooh, I don't like the fact that the skull is still there.
And suddenly, I'm rising now, as if being pulled from the depths of the deepest sea made of suffocating fire. Hello?
Other possibilities, Scipio.
Anything but this. We know what you truly want, and what you deserve. To become useful, fulfill your duties, and then die naturally, with all the pain dying with you.
What the fuck?
Kinda looks like a snake, almost.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought of snake I don't know why I first thought of snake. But I'm loving the CGs. I'm loving the CGs.
The art is tasty.
Yes. Oh, whoops. Of course. Useful. The Nux voice comes through a stark contrast to the rattling voices from earlier. Instead, it's high, clear, and female.
Scipio! Hey, don't listen to that. You'll get answers and help very soon. But right now you have to wake up. This is a dream.
I've heard that voice before, and I hear a grumbling, like a disoriented growl, and I remember for just a moment those two voices I heard from the bench. And then it finally ends.
What the fuck?
Oh.
Uh. Why are you outside?
I felt like it.
Okay.
I sit on the stone ledge surrounding the pool, letting my feet cool in the water. That sounds real nice. So I don't know about you, but in my village there are rivers, and sometimes in the winter I like to stick my hands in the river for some reason. I don't know why, I just like it. In the ice cold water.
Ice.
Ice.
Ice, baby.
Ice, baby. Bum, 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 bum.
Shut up and continue.
I was only a little confused when I woke up in the palace, but very quickly remember what happened the night before. It's somewhat easier to think back on now, and I start to try and process it. Something I should do according to my mindfulness teachings. Still, there's an odd, dreamy quality to what I see. Almost like a filter exists between me and the world.
Bestie went to therapy.
It's a familiar, numbing feeling, and I sit there in the front of the fountain, feeling as if I'm staring through a fog I cannot see. This happened last time as well, though not as prevalent.
It's almost like it's a trauma response.
Mmm.
Tasty.
Actually, I think.
It's almost like Scipio is a little bit fucked up in the head.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I'm studying some psychology right now, and I am kind of recognizing a little bit. According to the book I'm reading, I am not a psychiatrist. Let me be very clear. I am not a psychiatrist. Take my word with a huge, huge grain of salt. But according to the book that I'm reading, this could be a trauma response where you distance your emotions away from the memory, essentially not allowing yourself to process them properly, essentially shutting away your emotions. Because some people do that, they can also get sort of surprised when they start to maybe feel a certain way, like cry or get angry when they recall a certain event, especially if it's traumatic. Actually, no. What I mean is, it's sort of a trauma response, so it might be
So what I
what's
said.
yeah. But what I'm
You
trying
don't
to
need to
say,
be a psychiatrist to say that.
but what I mean to say is, what Scipio seems to be doing is separating the memory or separating his emotions from his memory as a trauma response and not allowing himself to fully process what actually happened. And this is and sometimes people don't actually, I'd say for the most part people don't always realize they're doing it because it until someone calls that out, it's not always easy to recognize. We don't we can look ourselves in the mirror, but we can't always see what's actually going inside us, or we can see what's going inside us, but we don't always know what it means. So a therapist can help you with that, but of course you only go when you feel ready.
That's so interesting. Anyway, okay.
What was that for?
I don't know. It's just funny.
Shortly after the riots, I was seeing everything it as if it were one story broadcast on the entertainment channels. A tragic story, but one that at least didn't feel real. A defense mechanism, my mindfulness teacher had called it.
Correct.
Yes. Back then, I had trouble telling the difference between dreams and being awake, which was how last night had felt. My actual dreams had been so emotionally exhausting that I'm still feeling hollow.
A rough one.
This despite the fact that I forgotten most of the details upon waking, aside from suffering in an imagined amalgamation. Not an uncommon nightmare, but much more intense, which isn't surprising after last night. I'd left Neferu still sleeping in the bedroom, secretly hoping that he might seek me out, and I'm relieved when he does. Aw.
Girly pop.
It tells me that he's at least still interested in me, which I remind myself is something I need to foster. If I weren't serving at Destra right now, I'd go back home. That was a bang. I'd go. I'd go back home, to the outskirts of Lux, and hug my mother longer than I ever had before. The thought of bringing emotions up that I need to tamp down, that I need to tamp down. Wait. The thought brings emotions up that I need to tamp down. So I swallow, as if I'm swallowing those feelings of weakness. Meanwhile, Neferu almost stumbles and trips his way over, looking a bit more unkempt than usual, squirming in the bright light.
Getting some fresh air.
Oh, I just needed. I wave my paw around, mimicking his own gesture from last night. Space.
I apologize for my behavior last night. It is unfair.
I wave away the apology, not wanting him to take me seriously. I'm teasing you, Nif. The jackal seems to loosen up a bit as I use his shortened name, something I've never done before.
Still, it was insensitive and cruel. Sometimes I let my emotions get the better of me. Sometimes.
It's alright. Our Khemia is not known to be blunt.
It was insensitive even by Khemian standards. But if space is what you'd like, I think you'll really enjoy the deserts of Khemia.
The transition is just abrupt enough that I'm caught off guard by it, and I have to recenter my thoughts. I come from a region of Adastra that is a desert. Whoops.
Task manager for some reason.
Shh.
Yes, but nowhere on Adastra is like the deserts of Khemia.
Yeah, countless of dunes, right?
Among other things, but yes, many dunes.
The desert I come from is a tundra, so I've never really seen those. A desert tundra?
Yes, those exist.
I think I prefer... Actually, no. A desert tundra does sound very nice. I like cold temperatures. However...
Yeah, you're a sweet, of course you do.
I really love, like... Is it tundra forest? I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, I love tundra forest. I love big trees, lots of snow. So much nice stuff. I'm so awkward. Anyway.
Looks correct. I've never been there before. I've been there before. My fur was no match for the cold.
I look at him, genuinely surprised. Lux isn't usually a place people just go to, especially a Khemian. Lux? I'm surprised. I'm still proud of my city for becoming what it is despite all the hurdles, but it's notoriously anti-Khemian. Neferu shrugs.
When a city or entire world is having those hardships, it's usually not the fault of those who live there. They call it the city of rebellion, but from what I saw, it's more like the city of isolation.
I'm surprised by his insight, and even more so what he says next.
Is that why you're here? Were you driven to look for something more?
In a way, a frozen tundra can leave no one wanting more. Even if it does, a frozen
Take your time, bestie baby girl.
I am so sorry. If I'm not cutting this out, just skip forward in the video.
No, don't. Well, let's watch him fail many times.
In a way, a frozen tundra can leave one wanting more, even if it does have the best hot springs on the moon.
Yeah, see, you literally did it first try after you said that.
Shh. If I'm being honest, I hate Lux more than I love it. But I feel like saying that so, along with the reasons, is compatible with... It's not compatible with the Khemian mindset.
Those hot springs are divine, though. Adastrian hot baths are one of the most pleasurable aspects of your culture. I don't understand why Khemia hasn't implemented them in every population center yet.
Possibly because Khemia does not wish to admit they borrowed anything from any... borrowed any culture from Adestra. I'm half serious, but I understand that Adestra's influence is the weakest amongst all the siblings. It was a confusing experience, being a student of Khemian culture, admiring its capabilities while conscious of our own inferiority.
Does this entire empire just suffer from a gigantic inferiority complex?
That is possible. It has been mentioned before. But then again, I think that was like in Teoria. I don't know if it's canon anymore. We'll see.
Why? Why would Interia not be canon?
Well, maybe it will get reworked or something. It was put on hiatus along with Khemia for a while. I've heard that Interia will come back eventually, but I'm not so sure. Do your own research.
Well, isn't what Neferu is literally describing right now the city that they go to in Interia?
I mean, technically, yes, but
What the
there
fuck do
could
you
be
mean
some.
technically? I am right.
I mean that you're right, but some aspects of the story might get retconned. I don't know. I think back.
Guess.
Yeah. I think back to my primary schooling and how I would go to the library and obsessively examine the educational murals of Khemia. The sprawling dunes below illuminated by the bright moon above. Meanwhile, the jackals dance in the moonlight. Hey. That was probably the beginning of my obsession with Khemia, and Neferu reminded me that I might be able to go. It's... Huh? Oh.
It penetrates through my numbed fog and I feel some excitement.
Okay.
I don't understand what the problem is.
Shh. I can read, I just need some time.
That's okay. It's why I'm usually the main character.
Shh. No!
Am I wrong?
I need this as exercise. It penetrates through It penetrates through my numbed fog, and I feel some excitement, but also apprehension, because I know I need to talk to Neferu about last night if I'm ever going to rest easy. It must show on my face. Hello? Well, you're alive?
Yes, someone just came into my room, so I had to mute my mic. What's wrong?
Can I speak for you for a moment? About something I'd like to keep private between us. Neferu walks closer to the edge of the pond.
Well, depends on what that something is. Promising to keep a secret before knowing. What's up?
I jump too, bringing my paws up to be at the ready. What? I look back at the jackal as he stumbles back, staring with wide eyes at the ground beside me. I look down, finding nothing but a stone and a garden spider. I look at him, my heart hammering to bits in my chest, trying to fight off the familiar wave of rising panic. What is it, Neferu? Is he playing games with me? In my current state, I don't think I would be able to forgive him. But now he's stuttering, looking angry.
God damn your 8 eyes! It's every time in this awful garden!
This got kind of clipped there, but it should be fine, I think.
I can do it again.
You don't have to.
God damn your 8 eyes! It's every time in this awful garden!
It'll do.
Oh my god, did it clip again?
Blame Discord.
I'm going to open OBS myself and record it on my end, I swear to god. I'm not gonna do that. You can continue.
I look at the spider, motionless, legs framed out to touch either side of the pond. Fanned out to touch either side of the pond's stone border. Are you speaking to a spider, Neferu?
And how the hell do you sit next to it? It's disgusting!
They're cute.
What the fuck?
I wanna name them Pebbles.
Okay, throws him like a pebble.
Oh god, I should have seen that coming. I sit there, confused, completely thrown off by this sudden, intense, even violent reaction from Neferu. What's wrong with it?
Everything
What did the spider do to you?
exists.
I start to smile a little. Are you afraid of it, Neferu? You know their venom is hardly.
I know. Many of you wolves remind me of this. It doesn't change the fact that they are an abomination.
I think I'd rather have spiders than mosquitoes, because spiders eat mosquitoes, thank God.
I'm just used to mosquitoes, so like, yeah.
I hate mosquitoes every goddamn summer.
Never come to Portugal in summer.
I think I would die from the heat anyway.
True!
I'm a popsicle. I'm a blood popsicle, and the mosquitoes love me for some reason. Every time I wake up during the summer, my legs are essentially chew toys. My arms, legs, fucking chew toys. I look back down at the creature, frowning before poking one of my blunt claws at its very back at the very back of its abdomen. Like lightning, it skitters away across the stone slabs. Across the stone slabs of the ground and towards a pillar. Neferu's body tenses until he decides it's moved far enough away. They are the most natural and effective form of pest control. You know, back when I was a pup, I would catch them to keep as pets. I also played with bugs as a kid.
There was once in winter where a grasshopper decided to land on me, and every single time that I tried to make it like not be on me, because you know it was on lunch period, so I had class, it just decided no, it's warm. It stayed on me for 4 hours.
Wait, it stayed on you for 4 hours?
Yes.
Even during class?
Yes.
During class,
everyone was like, "Oh my god, you have a grasshopper on you," and I was like, "Yes, I know." Shut up.
The grasshopper just wanted to see what school is all about, raising its hand and everything. Actually, the answer is B.
Shut the fuck up.
Neferu watches the spider warily before approaching the edge of the pond, looking around closely before finally sitting next to me.
Cultural differences, I suppose.
I think back to my studies of Khemian wildlife, of the many dangerous and extremely venomous creatures that prowl through the sands. Are spiders dangerous on Khemia? I know other arachnids can pose a threat, Scorpions, I think they're called. The creatures with those incredible curved, stinging tails. I want to hold a scorpion one day. I want to
Sure,
hold
Bessie.
them. Neferu dips his feet into the water with a sigh.
Incredibly painful stinging tails. Even on this planet, I shake out my clothing and bedding before using them. It became a habit after an incident with one of my loincloths during my youth.
Okay. Oh dear.
I will only say that I could not sit properly for several days. Otherwise, I larger spiders or tarantulas, which are somehow much easier to look at than
I mean, they are fluffy.
Rue.
With their cute, huge eyes. Oh my god. I want one as pet.
Anyway, please move the line forward so that we can see that a spider has landed on Neferu. Oh, never mind.
The jackal stutters again, and this time I keep a straight face.
What are basically true spiders? Only 10 times the size they have and a right to be.
If you have aggressive arachnids on your planet, then I feel your fear is completely reasonable. I have a very strong fear of the types of people that live in the Clay district. I don't know, did you hear that?
Yes. I heard you. Yes.
Good enough for me. Snakes, in fact. I believe my reaction would have been worse than yours just now.
While I believe that fear is more rational, I'm glad to know a wolf was more understanding. Now, you wanted to confide in me about something?
Our light-hearted conversation is about to become a very heavy one, and I sigh, wondering how best to word what I've decided to reveal. A quick word, I think. Over the past year, I've come to very much enjoy your company, Neferu, especially over the past few weeks. I feel like we're becoming true friends. Neferu understand woven friendship, so just to make sure it's clear, I add woven friends. I know we are already friends by Khemia standards, just as you were friends with Marcus and Carbo. Who's Carbo? Oh, the other. Oh, are they the other students? Fuck, I forgot. Sorry, I have goldfish brain. If that.
Sorry, someone else came into my room. Hello. What can I say? You make great conversation. If my interpretations are correct, I believe that I feel the same way.
Thank you, but because of that, I feel like I should tell you something about myself that could be important. So, I want to explain what happened last night.
I see. Then I will let you speak without interruption.
Well, there's not much to say. Simply that I had a terrible experience 3 years ago, during Cato's riots. You may be aware that they targeted the university, among other institutions. They stormed our dormitories and attacked students and faculty. I was one of the unfortunate ones to be caught, likely due to my more obvious mane, and I was humiliated in various ways. I look in Neferu's reflection, and he looks back at me, his expression attentive but stoic. What I expected was. What I experienced was mild compared to others, perhaps even merciful, because I am still alive. I think my issue is that I witnessed many of these terrible things. This left an impression in my mind. A sort of. I furrow my brow, trying to think of the right words to describe it. Like an ache, but in my mind. One that I have mostly been able to overcome. But the events at the den last night, it irritated that ache a bit. I had somewhat I had been somewhat lucky that my spectacles had been knocked off and broken, leaving what happened beyond my immediate vicinity a literal blur. But it had been enough. The reaction you saw from me is connected to this. Being awoken suddenly in the unfamiliar den, then witnessing what happened, I was unprepared. But I am prepared now, and I doubt the egg will return like it did. I just wanted to explain it to the. I just wanted to explain it to you, as a friend. Thought it's something I. Though it's something I only tell friends. I hope you can keep it between us. I wait for a moment, somewhat satisfied with my tactics in explaining this to him. But he stays quiet. Anxiety knots in a place just below my diaphragm. I look up at Neferu, though he's still gazing into the water. Hello, beautiful art. I hope I was able to make sense. I'm not insane. I understand what is happening. I understand what is happening shortly after these moments, and it's only happened a few times in this past year. More silence. And I can face moments of extreme stress when I am prepared for it, and I can guarantee that I will always be prepared during our mission. If this isn't bad enough, my words waver towards the end, feeling my heart begin to sink. Damn it. I should have known. Why had I been this naive? Nefarious Khemian. They're known for many things, one of them being efficient. So why keep something that is inefficient? That is what I am. I'm being selfish, woven pride preventing me from inventing it, trying to stay on the mission for my own personal reasons. I suppose you're upset with me? I mumble dejectedly, feeling myself wanting to cry. It feels unusually easy to do now, after sobbing to my mother last night. Neferu finally looks at me. Whoops.
Hipio.
Yes? I keep my voice light and attentive.
I am upset, but not with you. I am frustrated with many things. I suppose I'm upset with Adastra as a whole.
The jackal's voice is heavy and distant. Ad Astra?
You already know this, but the catalyst of those riots involved me to an extent.
Of course I do, but I'm still surprised that he's addressing it so directly. I had seen imagery of Neferu being prepared for execution by Cato shortly after the riots, but I never delved into any part of the riots, because why would I? No one has spoken about it, not in the 2 years I've been involved in the mission. And why would we? I clear my throat. I do know, yes.
When I was kneeling in the amphitheater, certain my life was about to end, I was at peace. In fact, you might even say that I was willing to die, especially at that time. I had reasoned that it was an easy purpose and a quick path to redemption.
Neferu trails his paw through the water.
But then I was saved by a friend. Shortly afterwards, I witnessed his neck being slashed instead. At the moment he was kneeling against me, I saw his neck in detail. I then witnessed his final moments with his lover.
I continue to listen, attentive, despite knowing the story. The human sacrifice saved Amicus' rule and Neferu's life. Whoops. I would have thought of it as intensely joyous the moment. I would have thought of it as an intensely joyous moment for the jackal. He is very brave. Neferu is quiet for a moment, still playing with the water.
Yes, though he'd deny it and tell you how he simply never knows what he's doing and only goes with the flow, or something along those lines.
The Luxian phrase, use a river, comes to mind. A simple concept, but its literal meaning. To see the rivers around us as a tool rather than an obstacle. Help the community survive and rise to the prominence of a triumvir city.
I tell you this because that experience changed something within me. I don't believe that I ever feared death until that moment, when it happened right before my eyes. For the first time, I watched a sapient, a friend, transition from existence to nothing. Nothing but an empty, damaged vessel cradled in his lover's arms.
Now I think I understand. Memories surface of that bright blue sky. Memories surface on that bright blue sky day, slowly turning to a reddish haze as clouds of glowing orange towered over the city, and of Professor Erbgris lying on his back in the street next to me as I played dead. I watch his fitful death throes, his last sporadic movement as his damaged brain struggles to continue its existence before it finally ended. He had been trying to defend me, telling them to leave the students be, and so they turned their attention to him. His long, accomplished life had him serve under 3 different emperors before he had dedicated the remainder of that life instilling the art of rhetoric into the youth. And despite all of that, he'd use his last words to save me. My mind begins clouding slightly, and Neferu notices.
Sorry, are you alright?
I clear my mind by focusing back to on the present. Yes.
I could have handled that more delicately, but my point is this. We shared a terrible moment 3 years ago, and while our experiences likely cannot be compared, it's a moment that affects us deeply to this very day.
He pauses.
Excuse me, my Khemian ways, but...
Neferu's arms is suddenly around my shoulders, pulling me towards him until my nozzle is right next to his, and he rests his head against mine. I freeze up slightly, unused to physical contact like this, unless it's cranial intimacy.
Carnal.
Carnal intimacy. I hear Neferu's voice, unfiltered by my lingua for the first time, and of course he speaks perfect, beautiful Khemian.
That's our word for it. Old pain. I know that it's not in Adastran vocabulary, which makes this all the more frustrating. Here, you are expected to face inner turmoil alone. This is what upsets me.
I recall that physical closeness between friends is common on Khemia, to the point where a wolf might have trouble distinguishing between friends and lovers. I relax a bit, then lean into Neferu more, partially because I am happy being part of anything Khemian, and also because this is actually comforting. I understand what Neferu is telling me now, but I never expected this, the son of Pharaoh, the son of the Pharaoh, to struggle with a Hawaii like I do. That word stirs something deep in my memory, and I try to think of why. Neferu gently pulls back.
So, understand that you don't have to hide your struggles from me. I would rather help you manage them.
I'm still feeling the relief of Neferu acceptance, and for a moment I forget my mission, knowing I can confide in a friend, someone other than my mother. But I, I worry that I will be dismissed from the mission if it interferes with my duties. Everyone else seems to have moved past this moment. Why does my mind seem to sometimes temporarily malfunction against my will? Suddenly, I've just laid my bare, deepest fear to the very jackal that I am supposed to decode. I realize that I must be Adastra's worst spy, and the always suspicious part of my mind wonders if I'm being purposely manipulated.
You say you're Adastra's worst spy, but this is working perfectly fine. So, shut the fuck up, actually, and become friends.
I dismiss the thought almost as quickly as it forms, knowing there's little to be gained from me. The scholar's assistance. And I think that's a good place to end.
You're such a piece of shit. Jesus Christ. Oh my god.
I hope you enjoyed this video. We had to make a few cuts here and there due to
Another hour-long episode. Woof.
we had to make a few cuts on the videos. Hope that's alright. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you want to see more stuff like this, why not check out our Sienye series? Or perhaps even better, check out Will's channel.
Where we're voice acting Northern Lights and Liar.
Yes, two idiots ruining the nation of Liar.
Yes. Correct.
And I will be sure to. I'll try to remember to link everything down below, and I'll see you guys some other time. Bye bye.